Jeff Christie, you got a record deal with your band, The Outer Limits, when you were just 21. You toured Britain with people like Jimi Hendrix and Pink Floyd, among others. That must have been quite a time. How clearly do you remember those times?
Not very clearly. I remember some things, obviously, because memory is selective, and I remember just certain pictures and things like, I mean, particularly touring with Hendrix was an incredible experience. I was a young lad, and I was kind of working my way up, and that tour was a real milestone. It was a real insight for me.
When you tour with those people, how close do you actually get to them? Do you get close to them?
Yes, I mean, you don't sort of get close to them in the way that you necessarily become big buddies, but you know, you watch them come out of the dressing rooms, going in, and sort of backstage in the wings and certain things.
And do you learn from them?
Yeah, I think you learn from every experience, but I hope that I learn a lot. You learn a lot about stagecraft and you know, how to work an audience. But I think by that time that I was on the Hendrix tour, I'd already been sort of playing for quite a number of years, so it was like the finishing skills, if you like. You know, put the polish on. 21
is young by anybody's standards. Do you think at 21 you coped with success well?
Well, at 21 I hadn't really achieved this success yet. It was I was actually 24, just before I was 24.
Well, yes, but the fact that you were touring with people like Hendrix is success enough, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem, because I didn't have a hit record at the time.
Yeah.
I think if you're talking about coping with success, it's if you have a 40 record.
Yeah.
That's a different ball game, but
and how
we were bottom of the bill, if you like.
Yeah.
But just being alongside such luminaries as Hendrix, and sort of, you know, seeing him backstage, and Pink Floyd and people like that. I mean, it was a kind of it was just fantastic fun. It was really exciting.
That period, late 60s into the 70s, looking back with wisdom of years, is there anything you'd change? Do you have any regrets?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, there's always regrets, I suppose, with various things. But if I had to do it all again the same way, I would. I'd do it all again, because it was an incredible experience. I feel, you know, very fortunate and very lucky that there were many people that were like me, as talented or more talented or capable, whatever, that for one reason or another didn't get the breaks, and I did. And I feel very, very fortunate. And
tell us about Batman. You nearly became a Batman. What was that all about?
Well, the Batman series was, when they first brought it over to England, they wanted to promote it with a band and have the band dress up in Batman outfits. I wasn't very happy about this, but we were kind of railroaded into it, and we ended up sort of winning the audition of quite a lot of bands. And I had misgivings about it, even though obviously we'd have been on TV every week and stuff like that. But it kind of fell through. We got measured up for costumes and stuff. And a lot of other people were excited, but I had a foreboding about it. In actual fact, when it fell through because of one of the problems with the merchandising deal, I was quite relieved, actually. This was probably about 2 or 3 years before I was to sort of crack it myself on my own terms.
When the band split, did you split on friendly terms?
Outer Limits?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very sad, because I wanted to keep it going, and I was, I think, very, very dedicated, and I had tunnel vision. You know, it was just a question of when, not if. Okay. But I think the other guys in the band perhaps didn't have the same faith. Right,
well, Yorkshire Television Calendar programme made a documentary about the breaking up of the band. We're going to have a look at a piece of that now.
The Outer Limits aren't really bitter. 2 have gone to other groups, 1's out of music altogether, but group leader Jeff Christie still hopes to have his talent recognised.
Well, I'm pushing my songs. I'm basically a songwriter and performer, and a lot of people have been saying for a long time that I should go on my own as a solo performer. In exactly which capacity at this stage, I'm not really sure. I haven't made my mind up, but I probably will do something on my own, either singing or something. But I certainly intend to try and make a breakthrough with my songs, you know.
There won't be one more chance for the Outer Limits, but this song that the leader Jeff wrote and performed with them certainly has something about it.
One more chance is all I need, you know I'm asking for. Just one smile is all I need, and I will try once more. Just one more chance is all I need, all I need, all I need. And you will see the change in me.
Now, I want to talk about Yellow River, because that's the one that everybody thinks of when they think of your name. I understand initially you weren't planning to do it yourself. You were taking it around other people, weren't you? Is that right?
Well, I was taking my songs around to other people because at the time I didn't have a band.
Mm.
The Outer Limits had broken up and I didn't have a band, so I was really writing a lot. And I knew a lot of the bigger bands, the successful bands, from working with them. So, and in those days you could actually get to artists and bands, not like now. So I could see, you know, Alan Price, Marmalade, the New Seekers, Tremors, people like that. And I went to see quite a few of them. And I had a lot of songs, and I knew the Tremors, so I went to see them, and I played them a bunch of songs. The song that I actually wrote with them in mind, they didn't want. They wanted to get away from that, and they picked up on another song, which was Yellow River.
Right. How soon yourself did you realise it was going to be a big smash hit?
Well, it's a process, I think, because I could see that they were getting excited about it, and they started mucking around with it, and they started recording it, and then the feedback that was coming, not just from them, but from people behind them, from their management, and people like Gordon Mills, who had an artist called Lee Lee, and he wanted to do that. Gordon Mills offered me quite a lot of money to sort of put my release back and allow Lee Lee's to come out first. Lee Lee was an artist that had some success at the time. And there was just a buzz about the song in the industry, and I would never say that I knew it was going to be a monster hit, because you daren't think like that, but I obviously hoped.
The song was taken by the post office to sell telephone books. We're going to have a look at the very first ad that they played the song in.
Save your legs. Use the easy way to find out who's got what at the best price. Let your fingers do the walking. Let your fingers do the walking. Through the yellow pages. Yellow pages. Ring round, take a look. Let your fingers do the walking. Yellow pages.
Were you happy with that?
No. I mean, it was news to me. I was just told one day to put the TV on and put it on, the advert was playing, and I was absolutely outraged.
They hadn't asked you at all?
No, because the writer, they don't need the writer's permission. They get permission from the publisher, and the publisher does a deal with the company, and I was the last to know. I mean, a lot of things like that went on in those days.